Hey guys, so continuing this week's stack, we have X-23 number 3. It's part of the Wolverine Goes to Hell storyline. So if you remember from last week, we kept off with a conversation between Hellion, X-23, and Wolverine. The possessed Wolverine, anyway. And the possessed Wolverine offered her a deal, and she was going with it. And here we start off with like an anthology-like kind of storytelling of her past a little bit by different artists. It's Selena Sana Takda. Butchered that name probably, but it's really great art. And it kind of, I'm not the most knowledgeable X-23 person, so it kind of helps me out a little bit more in understanding her character. We skip to a scene where she was in like hell or hell of her mind, I'm not sure which. And then she kind of has a competition with Cyclops, which isn't actually Cyclops, but it's just how she sees Cyclops and how Cyclops treats her. I'm kind of starting to understand more aware of where she's coming from and feeling trapped and obligated to help other people and do what she's told. So it's a great kind of visualization of how things are being portrayed in her mind. And then there's like a light that appears that's kind of helping her out and letting her escape this place. I don't know if this is like the light in her soul or if this is like a villain. We found out later in the issue, but I don't know if this is kind of a great kind of tool to use in the escaping of this mindscape type thing. We have more kind of the storytelling of her past, which is kind of great, and really kind of, I don't know, the way it's portrayed as like a little girl, like a puppy. It understands how she's not wanting to kill and how she's forced to kill. I get a much more of a understanding of her character because of this. And then she meets up with the possessed Wolverine in hell, and there's kind of more to discuss about how he wants to run things and how, yeah. But she uses her light to escape him, and I'm not really sure if this is connecting to the Wolverine story or if this is kind of just a standoff and kind of her interpretation of what's going on. So I would prefer if it was connected, but I'm okay with it not being. Now there's an interesting story, part of the story where Scott and Emma have one side of this discussion about how X-23 needs structure and it needs to be with the children and just needs to be a part of the X-Men, where Storm and Gambit think that she should go off on her own, come back if she needs to, and kind of discover who she is. I think it's great compare and contrast between the two couples, I guess you could say, because Storm and Gambit are more of like wild cards, whereas Emma and Scott are structure, orders. I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting to see. And there's a kind of predictable scene where they say, now Sherry, the only way she's going to get better is to get gone. And then I wouldn't be surprised if she already left, and guess what? She leaves. The last page leaves us on a cliffhanger and kind of gives us a little bit of an interest into what happened with the light in those few scenes, and I think it's going to be a great POC for this book. I think Marjorie Liu is doing a great job with art by Will Conrad. It's a good series, it's one of the best series in the X-Men books. I would give X-23 number 3 a 4 out of 5. Go check it out.